Yo, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Live Talks Football, and welcome to your match reaction for Chelsea 1, Pafos nil. Um, I would probably say a boring win for Chelsea because in this game, I was so frustrated, and I nearly wanted to be very angry because if we didn't win this game, people, if we didn't win this game, I'll be very angry because the fact that we couldn't break down Paphos, down and try and win this game comfortably makes no sense. It really makes no sense, you know? And the reason why I'm saying this is because if you look at Paphos, yeah, their population is 38,000 in total. Whereas, if I tell you guys the capacity at Stamford Bridge, that the capacity is 41,312. So you can put the population of the Paphos, yeah, their country in Stamford Bridge, and there'll still be plenty of seats. And if I calculate this, yeah, let me just calculate this. Let me just see how many seats there are. So 1 second. 41,312. So 41,312 minus 38,000. So look at this. There'll be more seats. 3,312 to be exact. If you put the population of Paphos in Stamford Bridge, there'll still be plenty of seats. So we are lucky that we won this game. Because if we didn't, then I'll be frustrated. In fact, I think Pafos, yeah, will be very happy with the performance, but they'll be disappointed that he could have walked to Stamford Bridge with at least a point. Because Pafos, they did well today. They did very well. I've got to give them credit because they just knew our weakness. Their manager said the tactics is play a back five, 5-4-1 formation, defend all your lives, allow Chelsea on the ball and just hit and try and hit them on a counter attack. And that's exactly worked because they just not many other clubs know our weakness, but Pafos certainly knew our weakness. I bet you that they've watched the Chelsea game, their last game against Brentford before they faced us. And they just knew that play a back five, frustrate Chelsea, that's their weakness, and try at least get a point. And that's exactly what happened. Because once again, people, obviously we played a 4-2-3-1. So basically, Jorgensen was in goal. Who, by the way, who was injured. I don't know how, but it looks like he was injured during the first half. So that's why I had to come up for Sanchez. And, yeah, so basically, we had let me just quickly read out the lineup for you guys. 1 second. I'm just trying to get it out. So we had the back four. We had the back four of so yeah, we had the back four of Malo Gusto right back, Fofana. Well, actually, Gusto was overlapping, so we had the back three of Jao Hato, left centre back, Badishu in the middle, and Ways Fofana on the right. So we had the midfield three of Gusto, Reece James, and Caicedo. Then right wing was Pedro Neto, Enzo Fernandez in the 10, Garnacho on the left wing, and Liam Delap up top. And it's a game of two halves for me. The first half, it was just boring. It was dead. It was just pathetic. Like, in transition, was really quick on the ball. But when it comes to the final third, we'll just off it. We'll just off it. Now, the first thing I've got to say is that the referee and the VAR are an absolute disgrace. How on earth they disallowed that Enzo Fernandez goal? I just don't understand. Because this is the same situation, yeah, where Senegal scored the goal and then they got disallowed because of the foul. Both the Chelsea game and the Senegal game was soft. There was no way that's a foul. No way. That first one, we could have been 3-0 because they had the goal disallowed. They had another chance where Badishil just heads off target from a Garnacho cross. and then Caicedo's shot was set at the goalkeeper. We could have been 3-0 at half time, but it was 0-0. Like I said, we was quick in transition. When it comes to the final third and decision making, we was absolutely awful. Like Neto today was absolutely dead once again. Every time he puts a cross in, there was no one inside the penalty box. Nobody. The same goes for Garnacho. I think for me in this game, defense wasn't the problem. The goalkeeper wasn't the problem, and the midfield wasn't the problem. Our attack was the main problem in this game. All of them. Liam Delap, was crap. Did I see Liam Delap even playing this game? Because I don't even know if he was playing. He was awful. Garnacho was awful. Enzo Fernandez was good in this game. He was that good. I think he may got an assist for the goal, which I'll get you just a minute. I thought Enzo was all right, but not great. But yeah, the front three of Neto, Garnacho, and Liam Delap were all bad. All bad, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that first off, I couldn't tell you anything because it was just basically cross and hope. Cross and hope, just hoofball into Liam Delap and hope he can score. And that clearly didn't work. Like I said, every time we have chances, Pafos defended really well. And Pafos in the first half only had one chance, only one chance in this game, which I can't remember. But their chances came from a counter attack. They had three opportunities, and all of them came from a counter attack. And we're lucky, yeah, that we kept a clean sheet. Because if it weren't for Sanchez, we had to come on and made a punch and a save. We could have easily conceded. Because like I said, the defense was a bit shaky, but defense wasn't a problem today. I wasn't frustrated with the defense or the midfield. It's our attack. And once again, SFL comes on to replace Reece James, and SFL is looking like the player that should be starting. Because SFL did more in 45 minutes than Garnacho and Neto. Because whenever an SFL comes on, at least he tests the goalkeeper, and at least he wants to shoot and just make the crowd be a bit louder. That's what SFL can do. SFL is a better winger than Garnacho and Neto this season already. And that's why for me, SFL should be starting games. Because he can do more than Garnacho and Neto. Because like I said, it was boring, yeah, when Garnacho and Neto and Liam Delap were all playing. It was boring. When SFL came on, it was completely different. Because the second half, it was completely different. Again, we had so many opportunities. Pafos defended really well on all of this and that. But then we managed to score in the 77th minute, thanks to Caicedo, another set piece that we scored. And the header came off the Pafos defender. Caicedo, white place, white time, headed in back of the net, 1-0 Chelsea. And that was basically it. So I cannot tell you everything about the game, because up until that goal, it was just basically, cross and hope. Just try and be quick in transition and just trying to make sure that we just cross and hope. And when it come, and by the way, let me just read you out these stats. Because it's absolutely crazy. Listen to this, guys. So look at this. Chelsea had 18 shots, who I think that's the most shots we had, in this season already. 18 shots, 7 on target. Pafos had 3 shots, only 2 on target. We had 68% possession, they had 32. Their passes was 724, they wanted 273. Our pass accuracy was 95%, their one is 83%. Pafos had conceded more fouls than us, they had more yellow cards. And look at this, we had 15 corners. 15, they had 2. So you can clearly see, yeah, well, I'm happy that we've won this game, but I'm still frustrated. Because when teams play a back 5, whether it's a 5-2-3 or a 5-4-1, we seem to struggle to break down the low block. And that is why I think what Liam Wisinga did, got us a win, which is good. But I think Liam Wisinga, I'm not going to blame too much on him, because for me, there's more on the players than the manager. Because Liam Wisinga, doesn't know. I don't know if he handled a low block before. I really don't know about that. it looks like he handled it really well. But I think Liam Senior needs to find a way to like make Chelsea make correct decisions, allow the wingers, to be more direct, and making sure that our strikers can be in the right position. Because like I said, every time Neto crosses it, doesn't find the Chelsea player. Garnacho, like it does, like they did have some good moments, but for me, both on wheel was absolutely awful. It's always cross and hope, like Cruyff balling and all that stuff. Like to me, it just didn't make any sense. It really didn't make any sense. So that's why for me, yeah, Estefao came on and looked good. Let me just see what the other substitution is. Let me just have a look. So yeah, 1 second. So let me just quickly look at it. So, oh yes, so obviously in the 45th minute, SFL came on for Weiss James, and also what that means is that Hato was playing in his normal position, which is a left centre back, Badishu in the middle, and at times I'm seeing Gusto as a right centre back, and I'm thinking who's playing in the overlapping, but then it looks like Fofana was back to his normal position and Gusto was still overlapping, and then that allowed Enzo to be playing alongside Caicedo in the pivot, and we had Enzo on the left half space, Neto on the right half space, and Esava up on the right wing. So there we go. So this one he brought on of attackers. So there we go. And like I said, Jorgensen had to Sanchez had to come on because Jorgensen was injured. I don't know why though, but we see what happens. And another substitution that we did was Liam Delap off for João Pedro. And for me, that makes sense because Liam Delap, I haven't seen anything from this guy. And João Pedro, you know, did have some good moments, but I don't think he came on and made an impact. Of course, Jamie Gibbs came on for Garnacho. Again, I don't think he made an impact, but left winger to left winger, not going to complain. And another substitution is Kukurea on for João Hato. And obviously, Kukurea had to play as a left centre back, and that's basically it. So that's all of the substitutions, and that's basically it. So, guys, in terms of who I think did well today, I thought Caicedo did good. I thought Weiss James, up until he got off, was really good. The defense at times looked a bit shaky, but I think Badishu should have scored. I thought Fofana looked superb. Who else played today? João Hater as well. And Enzo Fernandez was alright, but not that great. But like I said, Philip Jorgensen, but anything much to do in the first half up until he got injured. Whopper Sanchez made some decent saves, made a really great punch, up until the 80th minute he had anything to do, but kept a clean sheet. So what can I say, man? So yeah, like I said, I was frustrated with our defense and our goalkeeping and the midfield is our attack today that let the manager down. So like I said, there's more on the players than the manager, because Liam Senior was coaching for a win. Really coaching for a win. And like I said, if it wasn't for that set piece, we would have never won this game, because the last two performances hasn't been that great. But funnily enough, yeah, weirdly enough, we managed to win those games and kept a clean sheet. Brentford and Pafos, you know what I mean? So listen, I think, yeah, the performance needs to get better, but as long as Chelsea win and get the 3 points, that's all I care about. All I care about. So for me, I feel like we easily should have destroyed Pafos, because like I say, so many opportunities. The Badishu header, Caicedo had a short save. The same goes for who is it? Estefao. He had a goal disallowed, which was definitely not a foul, which I didn't get. So for me, we should have at least scored maybe 5 or 6 tonight. But 1-0 was good, wasn't enough. But as long as we get the 3 points and get the job done, that's all I care about. Because next week, as it stands right now, we're 8th place. Because our goal difference is way better than other teams behind us. And the next game, obviously, it's away to Crystal Palace in the Premier League. But next week, Wednesday, we've got a tough task. We're going away to Naples in Italy to face Napoli at Diego Maradona Stadium. And Chelsea should know, if we win, anything other than a win will not make it. Will be in the playoff. because we have to win this game. We have to beat Napoli and over Chelsea to avoid extra 2 games and avoid playoff. Which it can work because PSG was in the playoff last season and won it. So I wouldn't mind. But I want to see Chelsea finish in the top 8 rather than the playoff. Because last season we played so many games, including the FIFA Club World Cup. I don't want players to get injured, getting injuries yet again. So for me, we need to beat Napoli, making sure we finish in the top 8, and we take it from there. So there we go. But listen, people, that's my thoughts on it. Make sure you guys help me get to 1K because I want to get to 1K as soon as possible. So make sure you tell all your friends, your family to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and do let me know in the comments down below what's your thoughts on this game. Who do you think was the man of the match? Who do you think done good in this game? Who do you think was bad? And what do you make of Liam we're seeing so far? Because 4 games in all competitions, 3 wins and a loss, and his first of everything. His first game was the FA Cup away to Charlton. We won, his first game in the League Cup, which he lost to Arsenal, of course. His first game in the Premier League, won that game. His first game in the Champions League, won. So far so good. But it's still early days. I'm still trying to figure out if Liam Messina can take us to the next level. But so far, 3 wins and a loss under Liam Messina is not that bad. Not that bad. So we go away to Crystal Palace and we should win that game because Crystal Palace is not looking good so far. Not looking good. A leave for Glasner could leave. He's definitely leaving the end of the season. Hopefully Mateta wants to leave. They've got no Eze. They've got no Grahey. And then Walton looks like he wants to leave. So Crystal Palace are in a bad situation right at the moment. So we have to win that game on Sunday. So it's another game. We'll be staying in London. And after that, we'll be traveling away to Naples to face Napoli next week, Wednesday. So there we go. But people, enjoy the way in so yeah take in yeah just I usually forgot what I usually say, but anyway, I'm gonna say this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys again very soon. So take care, goodbye, God bless, and as always, up the shows. Peace. I'm out of here. Love you all.